it's amazing to watch him be exactly who he is, be the lyric king. And people who never even listen to lyrics are like reciting his freestyles, his battles, his songs.
Wings and Whips is the name of the diss track that Clips debuted at the Louis Vuitton fashion show. And TikTok is telling us that Kendrick Lamar is supposed to be on this song. Remember, back in August, Pusha T said they were missing just one feature. And then in December, Pusha T said the album was officially done.
Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T are reportedly teaming up for a new project, and it's a straight-up declaration of war against Drake. Word on the street is, they're not just taking shots, they're about to dig even deeper into Drake's closet of skeletons. Sources say they're planning to double down on those PDF file allegations and expose some of the darkest, most disturbing secrets about Drake.
Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, over Lamar's #1 song. In the lawsuit, Drake alleging that UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal
that the public hasn't even seen yet. Now here's where things get real messy. Drake just filed a wild defamation lawsuit against his own label, Universal Music Group. Why? Because they helped promote Kendrick's savage diss track, Not Like Us. Drake says UMG knew the allegations in the track were bogus, but pushed it anyway. But that's not all. Drake's also claiming that Kendrick only targeted him because of his Jewish heritage. And wait, there's more. Drake is now reportedly pressuring the NFL to block Kendrick from performing Not Like Us during the Super Bowl halftime show. But here's the thing, this lawsuit might end up hurting Drake way more than it helps. If this case goes to the discovery phase, his personal life could be dragged into the spotlight, especially his controversial history involving extremely young women. People are saying if receipts get pulled, it's going to get ugly real fast. Everything Drake's done since this beef with Kendrick popped off.
Here is a new blind item that is allegedly about Drake's latest move with young girls. The former wheelchair actor is at it again. This time, at least, the person he followed on social media is barely legal.
Has totally blown up in his face, and this lawsuit looks like another L waiting to happen. Meanwhile, there's heavy talk that Kendrick and Pusha T are cooking up something major, with Pharrell now in the mix too. Sources claim they're about to triple down on the same explosive claims Kendrick hinted at in Not Like Us, and even go further, maybe revealing stuff nobody expected. So the big question now, what exactly is Drake's endgame with this lawsuit? Why is he coming after UMG and not Kendrick directly? And are Kendrick and Pusha T really plotting to finish him off completely? Let's break it down. Right now, Drake is spiraling hard. He's desperate to flip the narrative before Kendrick possibly shakes up the entire culture during the Super Bowl halftime. But whoever's advising him seems clueless, because every move he makes ends up backfiring. Ever since Kendrick clowned him publicly, Drake's been catching nothing but L's. He should have just bowed out, taken the loss, dropped a fire R&B album like.
And he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
Take Care 2 or something. But instead, he's kept poking Kendrick. And Kendrick ain't the one to play with. Even some of Drake's own fans are now saying he's looking real weak right now. Here's what went down. Drake filed a federal lawsuit accusing Universal of defamation for allegedly boosting Not Like Us with shady tactics. Things like bots, pay-for-play, and fake streaming numbers. But the lawsuit doesn't stop there. Drake even claims the song is anti-Semitic, pointing to the lyric calling him a colonizer. He says it's a shot at his Jewish background, but fans aren't buying it. Social media lit up with people saying Drake is grasping at straws, trying to paint himself as a victim. One user on X even said, Drake weaponizing his Jewish heritage against Kendrick, while citing deranged FBA accounts as proof that Kendrick hates Jewish people, is some nasty work. F that man forever. People are side-eyeing Drake hard for twisting lyrics and making it about something it's clearly not.
Songs, it's great to watch. And it's great for what it is that we do in lyric-driven hip-hop. It's great to see.
At this point, it's looking like Drake might have just set himself up for the biggest downfall of his career, and Kendrick's not done yet. Someone online pointed out something that had everybody talking. Drake is the only one who connected colonialism to Judaism. The lyric "You're a Colonizer" was clearly about how Drake treats black culture, not anything religious. But Drake twisted it, saying it was about his Jewish heritage. Nobody else made that link. That was all him. And that's just the beginning. Drake's lawsuit, it gets way wilder. He straight up compared the May 2024 shooting outside his Toronto mansion to the Pizzagate conspiracy. Yup, you heard that right. His lawsuit says the home invasion happened just 3 days after UMG pushed Kendrick's track and calls it the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate. That comparison had people scratching their heads. Like what? But it doesn't stop there. Drake also dragged online trolling into the lawsuit. He included a flyer that was being posted around Toronto showing his face next to a Canadian YouTuber who got sentenced to prison for some serious crimes. The lawsuit claims there's been a flood of hate.
While police wouldn't confirm it at the time, a new legal filing says Drake was inside his multi-million-dollar Toronto home early on the morning of May 7th of last year when shots were fired from a passing car. According to that lawsuit, the car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled "F Drake," and at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard, who was also one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. The rapper's lawsuit alleges that it took nearly 30 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. The suit also says the following day, an intruder showed up at the home and used his hands to dig a hole under a security fence, gaining access to the property and yelling racist slurs and threats.
With people calling Drake a predator and even grouping him with Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein. According to the document, people on social media have even called for the FBI to arrest him. But here's the strangest twist in this whole thing. Drake never blames Kendrick directly. Instead, he's going after Universal Music Group for profiting off the diss track. The lawsuit actually says this case is not about the artist who made Not Like Us. It's about the label that pushed it, knowing the claims were false and dangerous. Drake's team insists that UMG knows he's not what Kendrick implied and that he's never been charged with or committed any crimes, especially anything involving minors. They even added a line in the suit saying there's no reason for him to be placed on neighborhood watch. But here's where it all starts to contradict itself. If Drake says UMG defamed him by promoting Kendrick's track, then why is he ignoring the fact that UMG also promoted his track Family Matters, where he accused Kendrick of putting hands on his wife? That's a serious accusation too. If Drake wants to prove UMG acted with malice, he's got to explain how his own lyrics weren't just as damaging. And let's not ignore the hypocrisy.
Y'all gonna have me get carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you? Oh, no. I can't go to jail yet, man. 17? Why do you look like that? You big. Look at all this. Well, I guess that brings to a close off of. So, I got one question for you though. I want to know, like, I know they came to see a rap show. I know there's a lot of rap fans in here and shit like that. My man right there, see what's up, man. My man right here, my man keeps saluting me over there. I see y'all, man. My nigga up there, man. All my rap fans in here, right? But I just want to know if you think maybe for like the women in Colorado, I should just take one opportunity to sing one song. You think so? As a Colorado woman, you'd enjoy that? Alright, well listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feel against my chest. I just want to thank you. Jazz, don't take me back down to the same seat. It's okay, I'm only 23, I can do shit like that, baby. I can kiss 17-year-olds, I'm still good. Still good,
On Family Matters, while he's supposedly calling Kendrick out for domestic violence, Drake gives a shout out to Chris Brown, who's got a public record for that exact thing. The line, "You know who even bang a set out there is CB," is a nod to Brown's rumored blood gang ties. But why bring up Chris Brown in a song where you're criticizing violence against women? Let's not forget, Drake even dated Rihanna after Chris Brown harmed her and publicly gushed about her, only to later throw love to the same man who hurt her. Fans were like, how are you calling someone else a hypocrite when you're out here doing this? And then there's Drake's shot at Kendrick over R. Kelly. On the Heart Part A, Drake said Kendrick is a hypocrite for going after him over his ties to questionable people, while supposedly defending R. Kelly's music staying on streaming platforms. Drake said, still bumping R. Kelly, you can thank the savior. Said if they delete his music, then your music's gone too. But that claim? Completely wrong. It wasn't Kendrick who defended R. Kelly, it was Anthony Tiffith, CEO of Top Dog Entertainment, who warned Spotify about removing TDE music. Kendrick never said a word. Meanwhile, Drake himself sampled R. Kelly on his track and actually pays him royalties. So who's the real hypocrite here? Drake's lawsuit is starting to look more like a smoke bomb than a defense.
He's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text message.
And the more people dig into it, the more it feels like he's exposing himself instead of saving face. Let's not forget TSU from his 2021 Certified Lover Boy album. That track alone had people raising eyebrows, and now...
After Added On, or whatever, there were quite a few records that were stopped, put up, like, yo, we're not doing this, or was, just basically shelved. And it
Your
was
verses.
yeah,
For
my
instance, on the
verses.
Pop Smoke album.
Yeah, Pop Smoke. But the telling part was when they would get the lyrics wrong.
Oh, sure.
So it one day I forget what song this was, but there was a Pop Smoke song that definitely was that had bars in it.
Mm-hmm. By you.
Yes, but then there was another that didn't, and they thought it did. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you're interpreting something totally wrong.
It feels like Drake's entire strategy makes zero sense. This defamation lawsuit against UMG is already looking like a disaster, and it hasn't even made it to court yet, if it ever does. Instead of clearing his name, all it's done is push folks to dig even deeper into his past. And now, the contradictions are stacking up like crazy. Drake says Not Like Us ruined his rep, but at the same time, he's claiming the song's popularity was faked using bots. So which is it, Drake? Was it a weak diss, or one so damaging it deserves a federal case? But the real problem? Filing this lawsuit was like lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. Now all the old receipts, those shady moments involving very young girls, are back
Drake
in the spotlight.
doesn't just not understand black culture. He doesn't understand any culture, because why does he have a video where he's got a bunch of guns laid out in front of him? Like he's got, mob ties, but he's currently trying to deal with that problem in court.
And these aren't just wild rumors. These are documented incidents, from texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was 13, to footage of Drake kissing a 17-year-old on stage and making a weird comment about her body after she told him her age. Let that sink in. Back in July 2018, Millie told W Magazine that Drake started texting her after they first met in Australia.
But he's currently trying to deal with that problem in court.
In November 2017, when she was only 13. Later, in an Access Hollywood interview, she said they still talk all the time and that Drake texts her saying he misses her. That raised serious questions, but it doesn't stop there. Around that same time, Drake was linked to model Bella Harris, who had just turned 18. But here's the kicker.
Yeah. But you in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
Drake reportedly met Bella 2 years earlier during his Summer 16 tour, when she was 16 and he was 29. That timeline got people doing the math real quick. So by going after UMG, Drake might have opened the floodgates on himself. Instead of shutting people down, he made it easier for them to connect the dots, pull receipts, and ask, Why would he take this to court knowing it could all come out? And it might not be over yet. Rumor is, Kendrick and Pusha T are dropping a new collab on the upcoming Clips album. According to Hip Hop DX,
we're not in your mix. We're not in your mix, like, ever. We never want to be in your mix. We don't want.
We don't want to party with you.
We don't want to party with you. We don't want anything from you. Half the time we don't even like your makeup. So it's like.
Kendrick's featured on a track called Chains and Whips. No details yet on what it's about, but fans already believe they're about to go even harder at Drake, and things are about to get a whole lot messier. So now we gotta ask, did Drake just ruin his own career by filing this lawsuit? Or does he actually have a shot at winning this case? And what do you think Kendrick and Push are really about to cook up on this new track? Drop your take in the comments. Whose side are you on? Like, share,